How are you doing? To create this scene you need nothing more than a video on a plane, and to get that video I will show you a website called Pexels. It's like Unsplash, what I like to use a lot for images, but there you can also find some videos too. And I chose this one because it's nice, simple, and a lot of movement. You would need a lot of calculation for the liquid, for the water in general. But with the video it's quite easy, quite simple to calculate for Blender. So just go ahead and download it. Thank you, Mehmet Ali Turan. And in Blender, let's import an image as a plane. Let's say you forgot to set it to emit because it's easy to light your scene up like that too. Go to the shader editor and let's connect the color to the emission and set it to 5 for now. So let's just rotate it by 90 degrees. Press 1 to go into the front face view. Add a camera just here, and depending on what kind of resolution you want, you can set it to what you like. Since I like to upload it on Instagram, I go with these settings. I'm not quite sure about the bottom one, but it usually fits. Go into the camera and let's just scale it up to fit the scene, the camera. What I will quickly do too is use Blender Kit. You can download their add-on for free and use also their assets for free. I'm gonna look for a night scene just to match the general colors. Let's just take this one. 2K should be good enough. You can also adjust the color of everything by going to the shader editor, then the world view, and then you can put in a, what's it called, hue saturation, and just change it from here. But I don't want that. I'm gonna mute that for now. What I will also look for is a boat, because I want to use a boat like you saw to go over the water. And I'm in the material tab. I need an object, boat. Let's take a steamboat from Adam Kranek. Import it. Where is it? Steamboat. It's right there for some reason. Scale it up just a bit so we can see it. We can adjust it later on. What I like to do also is select the image or the video, go into edit mode, press K to go into knife mode, not knife selection mode. Cut right here, press space to accept it, and now I will take the bottom part, I will rotate it on the x-axis by 90 degrees. I know it's not the most efficient way, but I like to work like that. Select the top edge, move it just a little bit so it's like a 90-degree angle. And there you go. Now we might need to adjust the scale again. I don't want to see the moon on top, just a small hint that there's a light source there. And you of course can see that it's not high quality, the video. You can always try to find a better one or try to adjust it. What we're going to do now in edit mode, press 3 to go into face select mode, select the bottom face, press P, and by selection. So now we're having the bottom part. Go into edit mode again, select everything with A, subdivide it, and let's subdivide it by 80, 90, I don't know. Enough mesh so it can deform with dynamic paint, because that's how we will move the water just in a few seconds. Go into the physics tab, select dynamic paint, set it to canvas, add a canvas, anti-aliasing turned on, surface type to waves. We can keep the settings for now. Then select any object you want for now. Let's select the boat. Do the same thing, dynamic paint, but this time select the type brush. And now you can play around with it. Let's go in there. See how it's starting to deform, depending on where you are. And you can always adjust the settings on how much it should deform, or give it more subdivisions to make it look better, but it also needs more time to calculate then. What I will do now is just rotate it by 90 degrees, move it to one side like that, go into the timeline and give it a keyframe for the location. Depending on how quick you want it to go, let's go towards the end for now. Move it across the scene, press I and give it another keyframe. Let's see how it's doing. Oh, it's too quick. And it's also set to, what was it? It's not linear. Go to the graph editor, right click, interpolation mode, select linear. And now it should always be constant and not take some time to accelerate. Select the last frame. I like to make the boat go by quicker. Is it good enough? Should be good enough. You can also see the ripples here. Let's shade smooth in for now. And for the material, to make it look more like water, we can go into the shade editor, back to the object. Since a video before I was describing how IOR is important, if you didn't watch it, you can check it out. We're going to set the IOR to 1.33 because that's the index of reflection for water. Give it some roughness, or take some roughness away in this case. 0.17. Or you know what? Let's try something else. Let's take a Fresnel note. Yeah. Here we're going to set it to 1.332 and connect this one to the roughness. So this one, depending on how you look on the plane, it will change its roughness. And I don't really like the HDR, but you can always change it to how you like it. It's a bit too bright for me. Go to the world settings and turn down the strength to 0.6. Anyway, that you can deal with later. Then shift right click to move the origin point towards where the light source is actually. And let's select spotlight. Let's try to mimic where the light is coming from. Or you know what, actually let's move it down towards the bottom. Make it there, to make it obvious where the light is. I'm just going to give it quite a bit of intensity. Let's give it one more. Can we see it? Why can't I? Isn't it obvious? Or maybe I have to move it a little bit. Yes, there we go. Okay, let's go into the camera view. Let's try to recreate where the ripples are coming from. Go down a little bit and adjust the spot size. Make it smaller. Should be good like that. And let's go down with the strength for now. And select a similar color like the moon or the reflections here. A bit of orange. Yeah, you can also manually adjust it. Still too bright. Let's go with 100. You can play around with it for hours. just to light up the scene or the objects you have to make it look like there's actually something. Was there something else? Oh yeah. Press Shift S, cursor to origin, and import a cube. In edit mode, scale it up. Go back to the shader editor, and now we're going to give it a new material. Select in emission shader, connect this one to the volume, and also a noise texture. And we're going to plug in the color into the color here. The strength, we're going to turn it way down, 0.005, to get some kind of fog without having too much calculation time. How does this look? It's moving around. Maybe it's a bit too harsh on the water, the ripples, but you can adjust it any way you like. And if I didn't forget anything, that's basically it. You can take any video you see on Pexels or anywhere else, go into videos. What I also did, I have a bunch of night skylines like that. I can make another video if you want, where I show you how you can get this as a nice beautiful background and create a scene in front. What else can we look for? Forest. If you want a nice backdrop of a forest, you can take it. You can also take this one. Maybe I will do that for a later video. And put in something in the water. It's looking nice. Then what you can do is just render this out as a PNG sequence and put it together. Upload it on Instagram. Tag me. Subscribe. Like.